This is video 8, and what we're going to look at here is actually connecting rising bus bars or bus bars generally. So what I've done, I've deleted the cables to these boards. I'm just going to move them over out of the way a little bit. There is a reason for this. I'll just move them up a little bit as well. So what we need to do, if we're going to put bus bars in, the first thing we need to do is go to Edit General and create what we call a bus bar group. So in the middle of the Edit General tab, you can see bus bars, 0 group selected. So what I've got to do is go and select a range of bus bars from the database based on the ratings of the boards and the fault levels I'm getting. So I'm going to make a sensible selection. Each of those boards is about 40 amps a piece. So I'm going to look at a minimum between 25 and let's go for, I don't know, 200 amps. And you can also look at your short circuit ratings, fault ratings, so you can be more explicit in your selection process. Obviously, the more explicit you are, this reduces the number of potential bus bars you can apply. So I'll OK that. So you can see there, I've got more than 50, needs to be less than 50 bus bars. So I'm going to bring that selection basis down a little bit. And let's say 150. Run a search on that. 26 bus bars, that's more like it. OK that. So we've now got our bus bar group defined. What I need to do is then on the Insert Electrical menu, I can put the component bus bars together by putting a vertical right tap off, where we would put the tap off to the bottom left of the board, and interconnect our individual sections, and then interconnect the cable or the section to each one manually. So we could build it up component by component. So we could, put a vertical right bus tap in, and I could put the detail in, and I could put the next one in. I've got to be careful how I line it up, and then I could go in and put my section in between each part here, and build it up. Say OK, make that 4 meters. I'll take it from the bus bar group, so I'll select it from that group. We can edit the group at the same time while we're here, so we can go in and do that. And then I could run my cable in from each of these sections into the board as well. Now I could interconnect my end coupler with either section or cable, and you can see it's a little bit messy there. There's an alternate way of doing it, and it's far quicker and far tidier. So we'll get rid of this, delete it, click once on cable and delete. So I can create what we call a tap array. And what I can do is specify number of taps. So it's going to be a vertical bus tap, and we've got 1 to each board. So we've got number of tap offs 2. Default bus length, if it's a rising bus bar, that would be potentially a distance between your floors. So let's say we have 3 meters between floors. We are using manufactured bus bar. I'm referring to the symbols at the top here. If I put it on the left hand side, I'm going to have my tap offs to the boards on the right. So it's a right vertical tap. So I'll say taps on the right. Then if I click once bottom left, let go of my mouse button and drag this up, click once again, that creates my buzz tap. Do a refresh on the screen. And you'll notice that puts buzz 3 and 4 in because we deleted the previous one. So I'll go in and edit those references and call that buzz 1, buzz 1. And call that buzz 2 and buzz 2. So when you delete bus bars, the records are still there. So you do have to change the references. And I'm going to move these a little bit more, tidy it up a bit. And then what I can do is then insert electrical cable, select the bus bar tap off point, click for each change of direction and click into the board. Let's make that a couple of meters. And when we get to this one, it doesn't know what's happening above it. This could be connecting onto a different bus bar section. So you need to confirm whether you want to put it in bus bar section or cable. Is this a bus bar section? No, it's my intention to put it in cable. So I'll then just put that in there. Then what I could do is run my end feed cable, or it could be a bus bar tap off again into here. That might be only a couple of meters in the plant room. The tap off. Then when we display calculate, that then calculates the bus bar tap off. And of course, as you build your system up, if you are putting bus bar in upstream, and you are fairly tight on the fault levels on the board, the extra cross-section area of copper might actually increase the fault level, and you could introduce problems with your devices on your final board. So again, always best to sort your problems out at the end of the process. And as I say, you could have another tap off. If you had another board here, I could tap off up to another board, so that you're not limited to one tap off per section, one cable per section. You can have more than one cable emanating from a tap-off